we have Michel Pereira versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. Michel Pereira, 29-11. He is 5-0 in his last five, and he's actually coming off a KO victory in his middleweight debut in the UFC over Andre Petroski, fighting against Michal Oleksiejczuk, 19-6, 3-2 in his last five. He's coming off of that KO victory over Chidi Nkwani. Chidi Bang Bang, is what I like to call him. uh, Moving on to the odds for this fight. So we've had some interesting line movement throughout the last few weeks. Michel Pereira is minus 155 right now, opened up at minus 175. So it's kind of been yo-yoing back and forth in that kind of range. At one point, Michel was actually a minus 115, but he's now since kind of dropped back to that minus 155 range. Alex, what are your opinions right here between this fight between Michel and Michal?
So this is actually one of the picks that I told the pure pickers about. I feel like, we sniped a pretty good line. So I got in at minus 135. So now at
Yep.
minus 155. Um, man, I feel like I feel like this line can potentially go up to minus 200. Um, I was actually really surprised, breaking down both of these fighters and seeing the line as close as they were. Um, at least for me, when I'm watching Oleksiejczuk, I feel like, he only really uses his hands, little to no kicks. Obviously, a very weak ground game. He's been submitted 4 times. His power shot, is his left hand. He'll utilize straights as well as overhands with that left hand. I don't think he really has a diverse offensive toolkit. But he does stay pretty light on his feet, and he'll bob his head side to side, then kind of look to enter the pocket and land that left hand. Like Michel Pereira, I don't think either of them have the best cardio. Uh, and I do want to point out that Oleksiejczuk, even though he won his last fight, he was wobbled hard in his last fight against Chitty Bang Bang. Then, when I look at Pereira, I think he has way more dynamic striking. He likes to move laterally from side to side. So I could see Oleksiejczuk, having some trouble kind of um, you know, pinpointing, like trapping him. Um, so Michel Pereira, he also lets the opponent move forward, and then he'll find timings to explode and strike back. So yeah, I mean, I have Michel Pereira. I think at minus 135, it's really good value, and yeah, my pick is Michel Pereira.
Yeah, and that was a straight play pick that Alex kind of brought up over the course of a few days. I think he got a really good value of that as well. So yeah, that's just a preview of what a Pure Pick Pros membership would get you guys good value, good closing line value that we see. Just looking at this fight overall, I mean, Michel is an unorthodox kind of capoeira striker, right? That Brazilian dance style, really hone in on his skill set and really fighting with a good game plan in recent years as well. I think starting off, right, he was doing a lot of, dancing and flipping in the fight, but he seemed to be a little bit more measured as time has gone on. Um, this fluid movement, I mean, just a really great athlete. I think that he also has a really good chin. He's never been KO'd in the UFC, one KO loss in his career. He likes to use explosive strikes that could end the fight, flying knees, for example, and really underrated grappler as well. I think he has some good jujitsu skills. He's worked on more of a wrestling grappling approach in his recent fights and it's just been able to land takedowns and good transitions and kind of sweeps in those exchanges. I think that although he has fought with good IQ recently, I think that that last KO win that he had over Petroski, I do have a potential concern that he might want to just try to strike with Michel or McCall like exclusively and not working any grappling. Maybe he's fallen in love with his hands. But I do tend to believe that he'll use that well-rounded skill set because I think in this fight that should be the route to go, just to use everything in his toolbox. Because McCall is a good striker, good KO power, just shown to have really some bad grappling deficiencies. I mean, quick and powerful hand, 6 KOs in the UFC. He's tough to put away on the feet. You saw that in his last fight against Chitty. This guy was losing, and then he came out with a KO win. I think that he's only also been finished once in his career as far as just a KO as well. He's proven to kind of weather storms. This is going to be Michel's fight to lose. I think that if he attempts to trade shot for shot with McCall, this could be a 50-50 fight. If he works in the takedowns, the grappling, I think he should just be able to control McCall enough on the ground to lock in a sub win or decision win even. So pick here is Michel fight via sub. Um, I'm close to saying that he's probably a parlay piece for me as well. I think this is actually really good value on him. But for now, I think I'll probably just stay away. But as the week goes on, I'll probably lock that in if I see any other good signs during weigh-ins and whatnot.